Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. This is the Millennium Partner Series. I am Victoria Vitarelli. I oversee sales and marketing here at Millennium, and I get the privilege of working on so many cool things. And one of those in particular is working closely with our partners and our integration partners and coaching partners. And it's just an awesome ecosystem that lives within our Meevo Exchange platform. And today, I am super excited to bring to you, and some of you already know her, but Michelle Steimann. She works at Textel and she is the Senior Director of Channel Partners. Did I get that right?
Senior Director of Channel Development. I know it's a mouthful.
So let's get into it, Michelle, and talk a little bit about what is Textel, because Mevo has some texting capabilities already. So take your knowledge, share it with us on the Mevo side and the Textel side for our customers.
Sure. So Textel, we are the premier text integration partner for Meevo, but we provide SMS texting, two-way conversational texting capabilities inside of the Meevo platform. We also provide text marketing external from the Meevo platform, but it allows you ways to efficiently, obviously, reach your guests the way they want to. And that's right in their pocket, right in their cell phone by text.
I think what's really key in what you said is how they want to be reached, right? So, not everybody may want a text message. A lot of people may or may not read their email. Maybe they still want a phone call. So, I think that's key, and understanding the different kinds of text messages that are available to customers through Mevo. And I want to demystify it. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between SMS and MMS?
SMS typically is your text communication. MMS is what we refer to. Those are long multimedia, or what we refer to it as picture texting. So when you boil it all down, it's MMS and SMS, and we actually offer both in the Mevo platform for conversational texting. So to dive a little bit further, though, to demystify, we commonly get the question of, well, what's the difference between my confirmations and reminders and notifications versus Textel? And then what is text marketing? So a lot of customers get a bit confused on the three different types of texting that Mevo provides in conjunction with Textel. So did you want me to go into that a little bit?
I think that would be super helpful because it's a question we get also on the sales side of things and on our support side. Like, do I need this? I thought it was built
Sure.
in. Why do I need more? What is it? So go for it.
Okay. So the first is your confirmations, reminders, and notifications from Mevo. That is handled strictly by Mevo text messaging platform. And then the second tier is that's where Textel comes in, is your two-way conversational texting. Now, let me make sure. So the confirmations, reminders, and notifications, your customers will receive those text messages on a number that's provided to you by Mevo. We actually text enable your existing landline phone number. And what's great about that is the number that you have equity in. That's the number that your customers have in their cell phone. That's the number that they know. So when you text them, they know it's coming from your salon and they recognize it. And of course, they're going to probably text you right back. So that's the second tier of text messaging. And then we have a third tier, which is that text marketing. And we always recommend that that actually comes from a different number. Now, you can use maybe a rollover line that you have as long as it's a landline phone number, or Textel can provide you a local area code number or a toll-free number as well, depending on the volume of text messages that you're sending out. And it's just for a very nominal fee. But those are the three different types of text messaging.
And just to be clear, this is all like where within the portal, it's inside of Mevo, you see all these messages and the back and forth, correct? Or,
Correct.
and then do you need a separate portal for the Textel side of it as well? Talk a little bit about how I use all of these tools.
Okay. So with the confirmations and reminders, that is all handled and configured inside of Mevo. That has nothing to do with Textel. Mevo does a fabulous job with confirmations and reminders and notifications, and it's brilliant how it's all set up. However, with Textel, we worked with Mevo, and the platform actually sits inside of Mevo Messenger. So Mevo Messenger, there's two types of texting that can be handled inside of Mevo Messenger. One is arrivals, and the second is Textel. So I'm going to focus on Textel. Textel is that two-way conversational messaging. So all of your messages that come in from your customers, you actually receive them inside of Mevo. So you never have to leave Mevo and go to an external portal. Everything sits right inside of Mevo. And what's really great is there's shortcuts inside of Mevo Messenger Textel to get to client information, such as they ask when's my next appointment or what product did I purchase last time. You can very swiftly click on the links and tab over to gather that client information and then immediately text them right back. So all of that information, all the messages sit in the portal inside of Mevo, and you can see everything right there inside of the Mevo Messenger platform. Another great feature is even if you don't have Mevo Messenger open in the tab and a message comes through, it's going to automatically kick open. So you'll be able to see there's a visual notification that you have a message sitting in the portal, and you'll never miss a message.
What other ideas or other applications of this have you seen, or use cases, as we say in our tech world, for using, the MMS, for marketing? Because some people, it can feel kind of spammy, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to spam customers, but at the same time, I know I once worked with a spa. If they had to fill their book on an odd day, they could send it
Mm-hmm.
out. They had a list of people who opted
Mm-hmm.
into texting and
Sure.
say, "Hey, we have openings at 2, 3, and 4:30," and they would send that out to that group. So in an effort to try and fill their book, so to speak.
Sure.
So any other use cases that so people can start conceptualizing like, oh, I can use that. That is a pain point for me. I didn't realize this was a
Mm-hmm.
solution.
So the use cases usually are, promotions and announcements. You also have you can communicate with your team. You can communicate with your customers about open appointments. You can communicate with them very quickly if you have inclement weather
Mhm.
situations, to let them know that you're closing for the day. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into text marketing. Number one, of course, make sure your clients are opted in. And those clients who want to receive your information truly are your ambassadors. They're the ones
Mhm.
who are going to act on the information. Um, they're going to convert, they're going to share. That strategy alone is what's going to give you the win long term. Because if you just started sending campaigns to your entire database, and let's say 20% of them are men, men may not want to get information about the latest skincare that's created for women, and they're probably going to end up starting to opt out. So if you can segment your list, and using the client selection list in Mevo is fabulous, or the sales ranking listing in Mevo is fabulous. Those are my two favorites when it comes to text marketing and segmenting. Um, but segment your list, and then again, back to the context of the text. You always want to make sure, especially if you're using a toll-free number to send your blast out on, that you use a subject header. And when I say subject header, it's just that first line of your text. Put it in all caps and always include your business name. For instance, you might say, you know, Salon ABC VIP text alert, all in caps. Therefore, your customer is going to recognize what salon it's coming from, and they're going to be like, oh, great, this is my salon. Let's see what kind of great deal they have. Right out of the gate, I would create a really great deal, something that your customers are going to be wowed about. And then if I would always keep your text campaigns exclusive to only text. So I would make sure all of those text campaigns are exclusive to only text. So if they opt out, they're not going to get that same deal anywhere else on any social campaign, not on your website, anywhere else. That's another trick to keep your clients engaged. The second thing is in the context of the text. You always want to put, call or text us on your text enabled line if you have a text enabled line in Mevo. And I always recommend it because that call to action, the client's either going to call you, or they're going to text you, or they're going to book online. So you can add URL links to online booking. Always bring your customers back to where they can engage with you. And then, of course, last but not least, you always want to give them the ability to opt out with every campaign. So as long as you follow those rules and guidelines, you're going to be successful. Now, do I recommend sending to 17,000 right out of the gate? Probably not. And what I learned from that was it's too much logistically for the business to handle. And you, even if you're sending 17,000 emails, you don't have to do that with text messaging. You can even cut that in half or even a fourth and be as successful, if not more
Mhm.
successful, with lowering those campaign limits. Now, I know that was a lot.
That was a lot, but let me recap really fast as we begin to finish up here. So, these best practices obviously use the client selection export, segment your audience, right? Make sure the message is relevant to them as opposed
Yes,
to mass messaging to everybody about a certain skincare product on sale or a certain appointment opportunity, right?
correct. Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have that permission. Make sure you're using the name of the business so there's an identifier as to where this is coming from, just in case they don't remember or they forgot, something about that,
Mm-hmm.
and an opportunity to opt out. Or in terms of best practices, I think I got it all there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think this has been super helpful, Michelle. I think of course, I'm a big believer in communication and how your customers want to hear from you. They all need to hear from you, especially we know in the
Mm-hmm.
past year that way of staying in touch is so important. And the fact that a
Absolutely.
business owner can do this all from their home, on their mobile phone, wherever they are, to set up these campaigns because of the access and the way the integration works. So there's
Yes.
no reason to not be in contact with your customers, for very specific reasons, whether it is just a simple confirmation, make
Right.
sure that's set up versus, 5-star reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bigger things of specials and two-way communication as well. Any
If
last words of wisdom you want to share with everybody?
I there's two things that I did not touch on.
Okay.
Images are key with
Hmm.
text marketing. I mean, and then we also allow you 500 character limitations on Textel Blast. So that is a wonderful key feature and something to consider. If you're looking around for other types of text marketing.
I'm glad you mentioned that, and we can. I feel like everybody's going to be super excited about this, and I know that if they have lots of questions, obviously, you can call us. Definitely call Michelle and her team at Textel.
Absolutely.
They will answer any and all of your questions, get you onboarded, with all the knowledge. There's a lot to pack in here, but it is such an important service and an important way to communicate with customers to make sure your message breaks through. So, Michelle, I just want to say thank you so much because this is, near and dear to me personally as a marketer, communicating with your customers and staying in touch. And I think it's a great service that you all have created at Textel. So, thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Mevo is like family to me after all of these years. And of course, anything I can do to support the Mevo network and the salons, I'm happy. This is my happy place, and the beauty industry is what I love. So I'm here for you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks.